Straw Hut Media.
From Straw Hut Media, this is Brandi Glanville, Unfiltered.
I'm so excited to speak with you today. I'm a big Family Karma fan.
Isn't it the best?
It is, you know what? It's happy TV for me. It's not like so much drama, except for some of the mommies and the aunties. I would not want to be involved. Like, if my mom got involved with things like all of your parents do, we would have a problem. Like, it would just be...
Oh my God, it adds like the extra layer of dynamic where, yeah, you can't hide anything from your parents, which is awful.
Yeah. And also they're getting involved, and you can't also... You have to have your parents back no matter what, because that's your, it's your mom, I feel like.
Absolutely. So
it's kind of like, oh, you're kind of screwed either way. But I want to say congratulations on your marriage.
Thank you. Look at that. Married.
Yes.
Still married.
Oh, wait, how long have you been married? It's new, right?
Yeah, it is relatively new. Still just about a year now.
Oh, wow. So you're still a new... I have a dog barking. I have a handyman handying. Sorry.
No problem.
I mean, you're still a newlywed, buddy. Shut the fuck up. You still are a newlywed, really. I think it's supposed to be a year.
Yeah, but not a new couple. We've been together for 12 years now.
No, I know. That's the crazy part to me. And you were engaged 3 other times, correct?
Yeah, all to the same girl.
Oh, God, I thought it was 3 different... Wow, you really just took your time.
I don't have that much game, Brandi. I'm just lucky that the same girl said yes to me 3 times.
I would have murdered you if you took 12 years to marry me. She is very patient. Like, I don't know. How did you do that?
I think it's the other way around. I think I was the one that was pressing her to really marry me. She would have been okay just dating forever, and I was not about that. I want kids eventually. You know?
Yeah. I mean, when I first started watching the show, I mean, it's been a couple of how many seasons has it been on?
We just finished airing our 3rd season, which I think the 3rd season was the best one yet.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. And like it delved deeper. And I think that it was like the way they talk about, it put a spotlight for me on like gay marriage, especially, and cultural issues with it. And I think that's really important for a lot of people, especially in your culture, to say, okay, it's okay, for 2 men to get married, because I have Indian friends. It's not accepted very largely. No,
you're absolutely right. It was really groundbreaking. And honestly, to see all the aunties and uncles just respond so well to it, I was so pleasantly surprised, because we don't give them enough credit, but they were all about it. And it was the first gay wedding I've been to, and for our parents' generation, they've never seen anything like that. And it was not just gay, it was interracial as well.
Yeah, and I think, to put yourself out there on TV in a community where it's not largely accepted, and knowing like that adds another layer. So not only are you participating and celebrating homosexuality, you're actually going to go and put yourself on national television, and like that they're standing for it. So I just think it was like super great for your culture and all the other cultures that don't realize how lucky we are to be able to just get married to whoever the fuck we want.
Absolutely.
Yes. So that was like my big takeaway from the show. I loved all the colors, and I loved, how you guys are all so close with your family. And I think that in America, like, I mean, you live here now, but like, we don't really have that dynamic. A lot of us don't. Like, I love my family, but they live, 500 miles away, and I'm very happy about that. Because we would kill each other. I love my sister, I love my brother, I love my parents, but no, we would kill each other.
Yeah.
But here, a lot of us are divorced, and it's not, family doesn't matter that much, family matters. Like, it's just family karma, family matters, same thing.
Kind of wish sometimes our families could not be so involved, but you know what? It is awesome. It is a blessing. that our families are so close and they are with us through our whole lives, really. And no, I'm 37 now, and I'm still the baby of the house, which is wild.
I mean, my brother, I think, is about your age, and he's still, my mom irons his clothes. So he's still the baby. And he's got 3 kids of his own. I'm like, are you kidding? But I think it's just.
He would fit very well in our house.
Well, I think being the boy and being the baby is, you're going to, I have 2 boys, and I love that I have boys because they're mama's boys. That's what it is, and I'm fiercely protective of them to the point where I've DM'd a few hoes on Instagram. Yeah, had to happen, Vishal. But let's talk about your road to sobriety, because you're like me, you're a partier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love partying. I always felt like I wanted to be the life of the party, and alcohol was the way to go.
Same. I mean, I think it's very social, but I can, when it starts to bother other people around me, I think that's when, or you need to kind of check yourself. And I didn't really see it for you being a huge problem. He's partying. It's great. It's fine. But I saw the concern of those around you. Now, is this something you wanted to do, or do you feel pressured into doing?
It was bothering my wife, and she didn't like how I was acting out in public. Again, I missed my own wedding night. So that was a big sticking point. So I'm glad she just didn't leave me at that point. But she saw the way I was acting and saw it progressively getting a bit worse. So I'm glad that she did put her foot down when she did. And, it's just not only about the alcohol. It's also, I have Crohn's disease. So,
oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so mix that with the health concerns. She wants me to live a long, healthy life, and alcohol and Crohn's disease don't necessarily mix that well together. I just had to learn basically how to be comfortable in my own skin and not really be so dependent on the need for alcohol. And I think we really saw that progress this season.
Yeah, it's difficult because when you're on TV, I feel like it's almost reality juice.
Oh, absolutely.
It does help you calm down because you're thinking, people don't realize there's cameras all over. They're catching every angle. They're catching every word. And sometimes it's like your only friend in the room, especially when there's drama. And I know guys don't generally do drama, but on your show, you guys can't run away. You're right in the middle of it. And you guys are a little drama. The boys are a little drama on your show.
Oh, I think the boys are all the drama in the show.
I didn't want to say, but
the girls are all the calm ones, and the guys are just hypersensitive. It's reversed, I think, than most shows.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually thought you and your best friend, what was his name? I wrote it down. Amrit. I thought you guys were a couple for the longest time. Because you guys are all, you're all handsome, but I get you all confused. I'm like, wait, is that the gay one or is that the gay one? I'm like, wait, which one?
I've, growing up, I've known Amrit since I was 7. We've been best friends since 7 years old. Oh, wow. And when he came out, the question was, they all thought, naturally, Vishal's gay too, and they're a couple. No, and everyone thought I was going to be the one coming out, but no. I just have, I guess, a little bit more feminine energy, or I don't know, a little metrosexual.
Well, I think you always are all very well groomed.
Yeah, I think it's a Miami thing.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And my ex-husband's Cuban, and growing up, his best friend was homosexual. So then when he came out, everyone's like, oh, they must have been a couple. So I think that's normal. But yeah, so I thought that for a second. And then I thought the other guy, because everyone's so well groomed. It's just the other guy, he's like the bachelor that goes on all the dates. He's really cute, little. He looks little on TV. I don't know if he's little.
Oh, no, he is. He's I'm not a tall guy, Brandi. I'm 6 feet tall, but I'm probably a foot taller than him. That's
why I think compared to everyone else, he just looks small. So I apologize.
He's our little munchkin. He's our little munchkin in our group.
I actually thought he was gay too. I think everyone's gay. So it's just I'm like, wait, so he's going out on dates with girls. So he's dating girls. It's very confusing for me, but I like it. I'm very,
Hey, if he wants to date guys too, that's fine too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm invested though. So he's actually moving into his new little apartment. He's cutting ties with mama. Is that still happening?
I don't know. I feel like it's just a bang pad on the weekends, and then he just goes back home to mom for cooking and cleaning.
Yeah. I mean, oh, he's going to be 20 in a month. He's upstairs. It's really not my day because it's his dad's day, but he's over here for cookies and food. And I love to cook. And like my kitchen is a mess and 3 meals a day, you know, otherwise he's at dad's and he's, you know, they have to eat healthy over there, which boring. So back to the sobriety question. So are you doing it for you or your wife? And is your goal to be able to function and have a couple glasses of wine?
That's a great question. And no, the end goal is not to really quit it like completely. I just want to be able to have it socially and not be dependent on it. I can still like enjoy a glass of wine here and there. And you know what? A big thing right now, I've been doing a lot of Heineken Zeros just for the taste. I love those. And it's just like a placebo effect where you don't, I think I just need to have something in my hand and I feel good.
Like a security blanket almost.
Exactly. So that's really helped. So do I necessarily want to quit alcohol completely? No, but I don't want to be so dependent where I'm blacking out
or you lose control.
Going on go on binge drinking where I don't remember the night. I want to be like coherent and fully present.
Yeah, no, I feel like I always say to my friends, like, oh, I went to the dark side because I have a point where I'm great. And then I don't know if I think it's right after the third one. I'm like, woo, it's a party. And so and when you're filming, you kind of don't realize how many you're having. Yeah. And also you're just like pouring it or they're giving you a glass and you're just like really like nervous, not nervous, but
no, you're anxious, you know, and I have a very anxious, like high energy personality. So sometimes I just grab and just it's my go-to. It's my security blanket.
I'm in the same boat as you. I will say that. When I was on Housewives, I drank more than, oh my God, ever in my life. But I was also going through a divorce. But watching myself back, that was a check myself moment because I was so embarrassed by some of my behavior that was caught on film, which will never go away.
Yeah, but Brandi, we're lucky enough. We're one of those few people that get the opportunity to watch back and see and actually better our behaviors because of it.
Absolutely. And I think it helps in a lot of different ways. Like if you're talking over people, which I tend to do, or any little thing that you do, it's so insightful to have that playback. Sometimes it's hard because they show highlights of our bad behavior. And you're like, oh, I really am a good person.
Yeah, but you caught that. I got it.
And you're held accountable for everything you say and do, every little tiny detail. And, you know, after a few drinks, Lord knows what comes out of our mouths, you know? So
absolutely.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's great that it's there, but it will forever be there and your kids will see it.
Oh, I know. Like, oh, kids, watch my wedding whip video. Watch me fall off the DJ table and almost hit your grandma.
Oh my God. But I mean, that's kind of spectacular as long as we didn't hit grandma. So tell me, what were your favorite things about your wedding?
Oh, Brandi, have you ever been to an Indian wedding?
I have actually, but my girlfriend was marrying an Indian man and she's Mexican. So they mixed the cultures. So I was very confused. So, but it was very fun and we were all very drunk and dancing the whole night. Oh, it was amazing.
So Indian weddings are sometimes like a week-long affair. Ours was 4 days long and we did it just north of Cancun and it was maybe 3 events per day for 4 days straight. And you're talking about open bar, you're talking decor to the nines every single event. So I traveled with maybe 12, 13 fully like heavy Indian outfits. And it is, you need probably like 2 weeks to recover from it. But it is, I think everyone should experience an Indian wedding in their life.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely amazing. It really puts like Western weddings to shame, I think.
Oh, of course.
It does. It's just to another level. It is awesome. And I'm so glad I was able to showcase that this season. It was the first ever Indian wedding on national TV. So I was really happy about that.
I mean, you guys are breaking a lot of barriers. And I think like that's why I really love the show, because you guys are with your families. You guys are like the Indian Kardashians kind of, you know what I mean? But And then we're also, talking about the culture and the homosexuality and like all of the stuff that isn't spoken about. I think it's an important show, whereas I don't think that it's necessarily important for a bunch of housewives to be screaming at each other. I think that your show is tackling some different. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's important.
Exactly. There's so many nuanced conversations that don't happen typically on other reality shows. You have so many issues, so many different dynamics that we really dive so much deeper in this third season, and it's been such a privilege to be a part of that.
Yeah,
and I think we should have more and more seasons.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think that just it took so long for it to come back. I had to rewatch. When it first came back, I had to rewatch the other 2 seasons because I was like...
I know, it was such a long delay, but like we need to keep that momentum going.
I know. When they do, I've done so many shows at this point, you never know if it's going to be 2 months off, 3 months off, or a year off. So... you don't know if it's canceled or when you're coming back, and there's so many other shows. But I really do think if you guys have not watched Family Karma on Bravo, seasons 1, 2, and 3, you can watch them all now. I think you can watch them
on Peacock as well.
On Peacock, right. So we definitely look them up. It is, I think, a really important show for everyone. Tell me, Vishal, about your plan for children, because we don't want to be a 60-year-old dad. I mean, you do, but not with a kindergartner. Yeah, you want to be 60-year-old dad, but
I know. I definitely want kids. But I don't think right now. It's probably going to be in a few years. I have to first, be on the same page as my wife. I think my wife wants to make sure that I can take care of myself first, and then make sure we can take care of other living beings. We have a hard time with like this little one right here, our 11-year-old.
What kind of dog is that?
A Pekingese. This is our only child right now, Chini Malai.
Oh.
And she is more than a handful to deal with. So, she's good practice. I do want kids.
Yeah.
But not right now.
Yeah, especially you've known her for 12 but you've been engaged for 12.
We've been engaged for 12 years.
I guess it would be more up to her, because at this point you guys know each other really well, and just as long as you can handle everything that's going on. And I think that you will be able to, because we're going to be, everyone's watching. Everyone knows you're going through this, I want to be sober-ish kind of thing, and everyone's rooting for you. I hope you know that.
Thank you.
Yes, but that it does hold you very accountable. So when season 4 does come, and it will, you're going to have to be responsible.
Oh, I know. And I say that every season. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better every season. And then day 1, the cameras come up. I always somehow fuck up again.
Yeah, same. I fully understand you. I hope you know that, because I always say the same thing. I'm like, I'm not going to drink, or I'm not going to fight with people. And then I'm like, I can't change my number at this point. I'm 100,000 years old, and you get what you get. And especially like
we'll keep fucking up, and we'll keep getting better.
Yes, exactly. So because no one's perfect, and like my friends that are not on television, they're like, why do you act up on TV? I'm like, these people they're coming after me. There's lights and cameras everywhere. There's a ton of alcohol, and some of them on the shows that I do aren't actually your friends. So I'm like, everyone knows that I have a very quick trigger, and they're like, and they just come for me. But I really do want to be better with my drinking on TV.
Yeah, same. And I've cut it mostly out, so I'm happy about that. But we'll see once the cameras turn back on if I can also be as strong and not go back to that behavior.
Right, because otherwise we're just on our phones looking down, and that's not good TV.
Maybe we can start support group with each other.
We should. We should be like, okay, 3 drink max. We could have a little group called 3 drink max.
Glass of water in between.
But, that just jacks me. I cannot do the water in between. I don't like. But I think if everyone's drinking, to not be drinking is hard.
It is. It is hard. It is hard. Without the cameras on right now, it's been so much better. Like me and Rich are in such a good place right now. I'm not drinking. I'm just having these Heineken Zeros. I'll have a glass of wine here and there, but for the most part, I've been sober.
I feel like people don't like, it's easy when I'm home alone not to drink because drinking alone is really depressing, but it's in the social settings, especially with cameras on and to be honest, like they make sure there's alcohol there on the shows I've done.
Oh, I know.
They're
I
like,
know.
hey, you want a roadie? Hey, take this, so
it's that social lubricant,
It's reality juice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm rooting for you and
thank you.
I'm excited that you got married and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And we'll start our little group chat. We'll be like 3 drinks max.
Drinks max.
Yes. And good luck with dogs are harder than kids, honestly. I'm telling you, I have a dog, a rescue that bites everyone, barks at everyone. Like I've had lawsuits. It's like, oh my God, at least a kid, you can throw a diaper on him, throw him in his crib and be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I do know what it's like to be, when I was pregnant 2 times, I have 2 kids. Everyone around me, we're drinkers, we're Irish, it is what it is. So everyone's drinking and I'm sitting there like getting their volumes going higher. I'm like, fuck all of you. Like seriously, fuck all y'all. I'm like, so I know what it's like and it's not fun.
And yeah, exactly. So when I've been sober for the past few months now, like having conversations with people, I'm noticing the behaviors. Like, am I like this when I'm drunk? Am I repeating conversations over and over again? Because people come up to me now when they're drinking, they're having the same conversation over and over again. I just had this conversation with you.
Right. So and their volume gets higher. And like when I drink, my voice it's already high, but not today. I don't know what happened.
It's a different inflection point.
Yeah. And I mean, I already have a high voice. So when I see myself drunk, I'm like, oh, not a hot look, mama. But
yeah.
But
I feel you there.
I feel you too. Mad love and continue like with all the great work. And we love you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Brandi Glanville Unfiltered. Download new episodes every week. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And be sure to leave us a rating and review. And while you're at it, check out some of the other great shows available on Straw Hut Media.